Welcome to December 13th, 2021. This is the Good Life Meditation, a daily activity that I remember my objectives and principles and think them over. Talk a little bit about yesterday and give a forecast of today and how I'll deal with any potential challenges that I can forecast, see coming, and even those that I can't, if I can. So, yesterday and last night, I don't do well with free time and days off. And yesterday was the first full day off for me since this whole process began. I had suggested to Yumiko and Emily, or mainly Yumiko because Emily was asleep, that we go to Julian's together or as a family to get some apple pie. And she had indicated that she and Emily had plans to do some other things, some shopping during the day. So I decided to go by myself, and which is fine with me, I'm going alone. So I got the bike out on the street and out on the driveway, which was really a strange experience to do that because, back in 1998 or 1999, before Emily was born, we lived on a place on Rhodes Avenue in Goleta, north of Santa Barbara. And I had my first GS then, and I used to park it on the street, on the driveway. And it was a strange feeling to park a big bike like that again in a driveway in front of a garage. I hadn't done it for so long. I got the bike all ready to go and took off and went and did it. And along the way, I stopped and made maybe 5 videos, very YouTube bullet train-ish, spur of the moment, impromptu videos along the way, which was interesting. I got to Julian, had a pizza, a small pepperoni pizza by myself. Then got my apple pie, some hard cider, some regular cider, which Emily requested, and came home. And then had a nice evening at home, just Yumiko and I, and then I went to bed early, 7:30. I was really tired. So basically, sometimes I get kind of in a melancholy state, and even things that I enjoyed doing, like motorcycle riding or adventuring like that, only seem to be like a weak application upon that. I think this is more biological than anything else. I've had it all my life. So that's kind of what yesterday was. It was kind of feeling that little bit of melancholy, maybe related to the fact that I had nothing to do. I'm good when I have things to do. And just kind of move through the day, If I get my little board here. It was kind of like it was like that. It was like just, using the Anchorhold, right, as the example. It was just sitting on the rock with the water down there, just gently moving. Nothing particularly interesting or exciting about it. Just sitting out another day. What an interesting way to put it that way, huh? Sitting out another day. That's what yesterday was. Sitting out another day. So last night, I slept long, full 8 hours. And don't feel necessarily rested. Again, more sitting out, residue of that yesterday, sitting out the day. I did wake up. No, that's not true. I didn't sleep the full time. I did wake up about 3 a.m. and started thinking about work. Maybe that's it. Because I'm, when I got this new job, my boss said, give yourself until January, Kurt, to get settled, to get acclimated, to figure things out, and you'll start taking over the projects and doing things like that. And I've decided I'm going to try to start doing that today. Duh, how come I didn't see that coming? Clearly that's it. And I sent an email to him on Friday. I'm ready. Give it to me on Monday. Here's Monday. Am I ready? I am. That email was accurate. In fact, it's better that I do that than wait. I need to begin doing this. It's my job after all. How come I didn't see this yesterday? That's so clearly the reason. Damn, jumping head first again. And before the call of 3, I literally could take this whole month. I could have taken this whole month to slowly acclimate myself into the new position, the new people, the team, etc. And yet I've grabbed the parachute in my arms before packing it in my bag behind me in my back and just leaping out of the plane. Who wouldn't be anxious? All that writing yesterday, all that thinking, and that didn't cross my mind. Oh well. Let's do the Good Life meditation for today. This consists of 7 objectives and 27 principles, really 29. I need to start putting those other 2 in here. They're just not in my head yet, so until they're in my head, it's not easy. I'd have to write them down or something. The first objective is to be always ready to die. This morning I'm going to assess my condition on all these things. I'll state it. I won't go into details about what it is, but I'll assess how I am with that. Always ready to die. Yeah, I'm in good shape with that. I'm ready to die. Not that I want to die, but if I died right now, my family would be in good shape. My art is done. Got a little shelf full of stuff. They can throw out all this stuff, and Emily might choose to say, well, here's a couple of things that seem to be important to Dad. Maybe I'll hold on to those. That's good. Everybody knows I love them. Certainly tried with everybody to have the best relationship I can. That one's good. Next is the principle of, or the objective of making good and effective use of time. Yeah, I'm good on that one too. I can't say that I've got much wasted time in my wake. Looking back, taking tippy-toe beyond on the back of the stern of the ship, and it's all good water back there. I mean, it may not be objectively productive water, but it's not making me $1 million, but it sure was a good use of time. Wish I could read more again. I stopped reading since moving to the new place because of settling into the new routine. Number 3 is the development and maintenance of good and sound life principles. Well, yeah, I think that these principles and objectives are pretty good and pretty sound. It'll work. Next is the cultivation of good emotional reactions. I'm doing better on that one than ever in my life. Man, especially in the last 72 hours. Really, really getting good at reacting well to whatever happens. And forecasting, almost seeing the stuff coming better than ever before. Not always, but a lot of the time. And then when it happens, I see what's happening here. The chaos has arrived. I'm gonna zip my lip, think, watch, and then react carefully and deliberately. That's happening more and more. So the next one is the performance of good actions. Yeah, I think I'm doing that whenever the opportunity arrives. Recognizing true limits and true opportunity. I know I'm doing that one because I point it out to myself several times a day. Oh, there's a limit. Oh, there's an opportunity. Let's think about that and avoid the first and capitalize on the second. Or recognize the first if I can't avoid it. And then the last one is to do one thing slowly. Yeah, I think I'm doing pretty good on that too. I'm multitasking sometimes, but for the most part, I'm getting better at slowing down and staying focused and just doing one thing. Even to the extent that I stop myself, I catch myself, and I stop myself. Whoa, 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 multitasking. Fold my hands, stop for a second, look straight ahead, take a few deep breaths, and then pick one and do that one. And then after that, do the other. Now the principles. The first principle is war. I could be doing better on that one. Although I think I've kind of natively trained myself now to be skeptical. I'm not actively picking up proposals and holding them in my hand and thinking them over. Or if I do, I'm cherry picking the easy ones, the fun ones, the interesting ones. I should be more broader in the execution of my war. So I could work on that one. Broader, Kurt. More diverse. More in depth. That's what I need to do. Next is the principle of reason. I'm doing good on that one. Reason is my way of thinking. And when I do linger on my articles of faith, I recognize them as such. How about the homunculus? Well, the homunculus, how do you act on that? You remember it, I guess. I guess I'm not constantly, but whenever I think about mortality, I'm reminding myself of the homunculus. I literally do that. So I guess so. Pardon me. Pardon me, goodness gracious. Next is the Anchorhold. All the time. That principle that came out of the Ventura years really has become the cornerstone of it all. I just picture myself throughout the day on the Anchorhold. That little rock, the Anchorhold. I just picture myself there, and I ask myself, how are the seas? What is the weather like? How slippery are the rocks? What danger am I in? Am I cold? Am I warm? Am I afraid? It's become my go-to thing. So yeah, I'm doing that one all the time. The home of good and evil. Yeah. I don't know. I'm never in danger of. I'm in no danger anymore of thinking that right and wrong are objective beyond us. Their opinions. That one's pretty deep in me. Next one is purpose, the principle of purpose. Yeah, I mean, I'm constantly working on it, constantly writing and editing my books, mostly editing these days, which is my mission. Constantly working to be a good father, to provide for my family, make a good home, and help my daughter get started in life. So that's the biology part of purpose, with a capital B. And virtue. What other end? What other end could I pursue? At least that's how it's become in my mind. Next is the atomic principle. Remind us that everything is bits and pieces. Yeah, I think I remember that. Principle of nature. Everything has some particular nature. Constantly calling that one to bear. constantly reminding myself of the nature of things. I had a waitress yesterday when I got the pizza, and she wasn't very friendly with the people in front of me. And I just reminded myself that it's the nature of being a human being and of working to have off moments. And I just assumed that was the case with her. She and I had a nice chat. Professional interaction. Yeah, I think I'll remind myself of the principle of nature. Maturity, yeah. The next one. I remember yesterday calling that one out specifically. I can't remember what it was, but it was something happened and I went, oh, there's an opportunity to be mature. Next one is a social principle. Yeah, I think I'm doing that. I'm still not too overtly social, but I do spend good time with my family. I do spend quality time with my wife and my dogs and anyone else that I encounter. But yeah, I think I'm doing good on that one too. Public speaking, yeah, I'm getting really good at that. At really being careful about what I say, minding the words as they come out, chewing them over a little bit, slowing down, and not gossiping. Getting really good at not gossiping. Man, just that's one of the ones I see coming so often. And I mean, it doesn't happen a lot, but whenever it does come, I catch it early, and I change the subject, or I avoid it altogether, or I just keep my mouth shut. Next is the principle of temperance, controlling my consumption of things. Doing good on the cerebral part, not indulging in undue thoughts or emotions. More for the first, but not for the last. I still get ambushed by emotions. I still indulge in those to more than I'd like, but I'm still eating too much. I don't drink too much. I can barely drink at all anymore. If I pop open a beer, it's really rare that I can even get halfway through a beer. I just don't enjoy alcohol. I don't enjoy the feeling that it causes in me anymore. So I don't have to worry about that, but I still eat too much. I could probably temper my my distraction. I tend to, distract myself from the great indifference a lot. Too much, maybe? I don't know. Maybe I've seen enough. So that was the principle of temperance. And then the Feast of Offal. Yeah, I'm pretty good at doing that now, too. I don't, it's pretty rare that I, cerebrally vomit over everybody. Come close sometimes, but very rare. Next is the principle of distraction. Like I said before, I think I do engage in a little more distraction, a little more cerebral distraction, distracting myself from the great indifference. I do that. Question is that a bad thing? Like I said, maybe I've seen enough of that. Agency in the great indifference. I've seen a lot of that. Maybe I need to see more. I don't know. I need to think that one over. Next is the risk of avoiding risk. Well, what can I do at this point? I'm almost 57. It is what it is. I understand the layers of risk. I think I've addressed them to the best of my ability. Just need to now work. I mean, the deep level risks I've well addressed. The surface level risks. I mean, I'm doing good as a husband and a father, I think. Now just to, the securing our retirement. I just need to keep working for a few more years to get that under wraps. Pardon me again. Now the sin and damnation, I don't think I engage in any of those sins to any great extent at all. So I think I'm okay on that one. Falsity, credulity, faith, hope, superstition, dogma, authority, and gossip. Great life adventure. I've had my great life adventures. It's in the bag. The season of philosophy. I've written my books. I think that one's good too. Bullseye aim. I remind myself of that all the time. Every time I don't quite make it, I'm like, damn, bullseye aim. I even picture it in my head. Uphill climb, yeah. Arena and utility, pretty much. Nothing is enough. I'm good at remembering that one, not so good at applying it, but that's because I'm a family man. Even if I want to be a Spartan, live a Spartan life, my family doesn't, so that's that. So that was my good life assessment of my application of that. And I think that's the first time I've ever done that. That was interesting. Sounds like a lot of self-congratulations along the way, but I guess that's not to be surprised given that I put these together and I've been reminding myself of them every morning for years. I guess I should expect to have something to show for that. Now the day ahead, I don't think there's, this job is very straightforward compared to my last job. It's very straightforward. I'm really lucky to have this new job. I plan to, now that I have the infrastructure in place for the projects, I plan to put together more of the details, begin writing up the charters for them, and have some communication with my boss. Begin to work as though I'm actively running all three of the projects right away, which I am, but I've been given some time, but I'm going to jump right in, like I said. Damn the torpedoes, let's go. And with that, I'm stopped, and I wish you all the best. Make it a good day. Be safe, but not too safe. Take care.